happening, what is happening, and me appears, and me claims that is my experience. I know this. So it's almost like a me, it's constantly, how can I say, confirming what is happening. But that is a dream, which isn't really happening. There is no me. So there isn't knowing. It's simply happening.
Excellent. There's one from iPhone here. Naho, in your talks for several times, you mentioned that you saw our existence as a hologram, the way that everything is made from light. This is something acceptable because everything we see has softness or hardness with different colors. This is the description of the light. So our existence is a simulation. Did you see what is outside of the simulation? And what is the base reality?
I don't know if I really understood that question, but what is seemingly happening is all there is. So there is no difference. One thing appearing as everything. There is no specialness. There is nothing significant. It's already as it is. This what is seemingly happening is what's been longed for, and this is how can I say, this ordinary happening is can be attained, but that is all ever longed for nobody.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Alangho. Alangho has a question. Hi, Alangho.
Hello, Emerson. Hello, Naho.
Hi, Alangho.
Are you able to see me and hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for taking the call.
Yes.
Okay. You just now told that, it is longing for nobody.
Uh-huh.
How can that be? Longing has to be for somebody.
Me energy is longing to come home. So but that is already, me never existed. Me is a dream, but me feels I am somebody. So what is me is longing for is end of own existence, but me doesn't really longs for, how can I explain this? Me doesn't want to die, but actually what's being longed for is the end of all the dream.
So what is the me according to you, Naho?
That is dream. It's not happening.
But can you expand on that? The me, is that a belief system?
Me feels the sense that I am somebody in this body. Me seemingly attached to the body. So me claims that whatever that body does, this is my experience. It's happening to me. And the whole me experience is own, it's like a own bubble. What is me, whatever me experience is in the own reality. But that whole thing is dream.
So can we say that the me, suppose an event happens, like there is a snap, an event happens, next second the me comes up and says, I did it. Something like that?
Yes. But that me is kind of like an energetic dream. So that claimer, it's kind of like feels somebody, I exist independently, and then doing things, experiencing things is like a sense. So that from there, me claims that because of the sense, because of the separation. But that isn't really happening. It's seemingly happening, but it's not happening.
But the me is an energy which says that I am doing it. For example, in my body, there is an energy which says I am talking to Naho.
Yes, that is a dream.
Correct. Whereas in Naho, that energy is not there. That is the difference.
There isn't Naho. This sound is appearing.
Yeah, but we call it Naho.
You can call this body Naho, but there is nobody speaking.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get the difference between you and I. I feel there is something here which is speaking to you, and that ownership of claiming is by the me, whereas there across that body mind, there is just the body and the just the flowing of action, and there is no me which is capturing that.
Yes. Actually, that is the only sense. That is the only me feels. Actually, there is nobody there. It's speaking already. Right now, nobody is speaking. But the body Irango never is not. It's just speaking. Nobody is speaking. It's just the body is speaking. But me energy claims that I am speaking, and I sense that, and that sense becomes reality. And by experiencing more, seeking to the next experience, that becomes more reality. So me energy generate that reality on its own, but which isn't somebody's doing that. It's simply seemingly happening, and it can't be controlled. It can't be, by effort, by me's effort. It can't be stopped. It can't stop. It never ends. Me is sick, but it can. How can I say? Dream can vanish suddenly, but which is a dream, so it never happened before.
Naho, I'm just trying to explain myself to you. For you, there is just a body and there is just speaking, okay? But there is no me capturing that. In here also, there is a body and there is speaking, but the only difference is there is an energy called me which says I am doing it. That's the difference.
Yes.
So correct.
Yes, correct.
So the me is actually an energy or a software inside me which claims all my body, mind's actions.
Yes. Energy
Okay.
that I am existing.
Yeah. So can we say that there is some sort of a brain mechanism which is doing this somewhere inside my body, which is there, which is not there for you? That is the only difference.
Yes, but
Okay.
But actually, that is a seemingly difference, which isn't really happening. That is already a dream, actually.
Yeah, you are calling it a dream, but I'm trying to sort of differentiate between Naho and Ilango, and that the only difference is I have a me, you don't have a me.
There is no difference. There is no. Actually, there is no difference. But to me, it feels different. To me, there's a separation here and there. There is a separation, but there isn't any separation. There isn't any entity. There isn't nobody speaking. This is happening. This is happening.
But you agree that in Ilango there is a me, right? Which is capturing this, which is a dream. But again, that energy is in Ilango. There is a me which is saying, I am doing this, I am doing this. Whereas in Naho, it is not there.
Yes. But this
Okay.
is doing this. This is doing this is a dream.
Correct.
It isn't really happening as me experience.
Okay. Now in Naho, about 10 to 15 years ago, even in Naho, there was this me. But after the liberation or shift, whatever, the me dissolved or disappeared. Am I right?
So Naho is only the name of this body. So what you said, Naho is what you're speaking about is never happened. So when I say dream, which is never happened. So when me say dream or when me say story, it seemingly it's like my life is still reality. But when I say dream, which isn't happening.
But was there a shift in you about 15 years ago when the suffering stopped in your life because the me collapsed?
So me only see that way that in the story, and then me sees another story as a reality. So what me sees, like everything becomes reality. But there isn't. What you said is never happened.
There was a storyline to Naho before the liberation and after the liberation, when you started becoming a speaker.
That is a dream.
Now, you call it a dream, but for seeking people, the me is a reality, and that is the source of the suffering. The words may differ.
The funny thing is that it's almost like this conversation, apparent conversation. It's like how can I say? It's like it's how can I say, me sees different reality, the me sees own reality. So whatever this said can't be understood because
No, I
it's completely, how can I say, it's this isn't speaking about this dream.
yeah, I understand that. Now, why I'm trying to sort of differentiate and get this me as the target for seekers is that if the me is dissolved, if this dream goes away, then I become as a no one. It's only the me which is keeping me as a person.
So it feels like some expectation there to waiting for to that me energy to finish, me energy to stop. But actually what's being said here, me energy doesn't exist. That isn't reality. But to me it feels only real. So that's the difference. You know, to me energy is 100% reality. But here what's being said is only appearance, it's not experience.
Okay, now suppose I ask you, like, I'm a medical doctor, okay, and we take X-rays and we take CT scans, right? And in the near future, if they do a scan where you can capture the energy of a body, will the energy of the me be captured somewhere in the brain, that it is there for people who are seeking, and when it is dissolved, people get enlightened? Probably a machine can come down the line. In that case, will the me energy be identified as a scientific part of a human being?
So what you wanted to say?
Suppose there is a scan machine, energy scan machine.
Uh-huh.
Then,
That whatever that's apparently in happening in the me's experiences, that is already dream. There isn't any experience. There isn't any experiencer. So there is only body already. So nobody ever disappear. It doesn't exist already.
yeah, but this energy disappears. Am I right?
So it seemingly disappear. It's already never existed. So seemingly disappear from the point of me, which it feels real. So just the only how can I say, this sharing is already, how can I say, this doesn't go anywhere because it's already. So if that is not something need to happen, then it's already dream. Nothing need to happen. Nothing can happen. It's impossible because it's already.
Yeah, but the collapse of the me is
I'll
what
get back
makes
to you, Alango.
Naho a
There's
teacher. Okay.
oh, sorry.
Sure.
I'll get back to you, Alango. There's just a whole bunch of questions. Thank you, Alango.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
I'll get to you, Diane, and then William. And I have a couple of questions here from. So there could be other truths in between, but this is the base reality that you speak of. Is this just being needing to answer questions between, even if there could be more to the journey, like a shortcut? So when you see this truth, then all other truths fall away. So many questions, apparently. That's from Chris.
I'm sorry, I couldn't follow all.
Want me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
All right. So there could be other truths in between.
Okay. So there is no truth. There is only what is seemingly happening. This seemingly happening is what's being longed for. It's already. So this is crazy. This is already.
Okay. So, but this the base reality that you speak of? Just talking about a base reality.
Oh, okay. So base reality, I don't know. Here, it's not base reality. It feels like a natural reality, which is effortless. This speaking is simply instantly happening. Nobody's doing. It's everything is like that. So effortless. But this isn't some specialness. Me is constantly looking for some next experience, which has to be special to the me. The me is keep looking for that special experience in our own bubble, which is dream. And nothing's gonna happen. There is only what is seemingly happening. what is seemingly happening. So that is, so what you said, the base reality, natural reality is all there is.
Perfect. There's more to the question. Is this just going, being needing to answer questions in between, even if there could be more to the journey, like a shortcut? So when you see this truth, then all other truths fall away.
Oh, so that it's like a seen through, which is like what? So how can I say this? How can I say where? How can I say there? Suddenly it's not experience. Suddenly, me collapses, energetically collapses, and what's being found is never existed. That seeming experience isn't experience. So how can I say what's being longed for isn't experience, because experience never exists. Experience itself is dream. Experience is dream. Never, there is no experience.
Bam. Let's go to Diane. Diane, go ahead and unmute yourself. That was clear. Okay, good.
Oh, hi, Naho. Thank you. So if there's no me, and we still experience different things, right? I mean, do you still experience maybe different emotions or pain in the body?
So that isn't the experience. That is seemingly happening. So here, nobody is experiencing. That is simply happening. And any happening can be anything. And everything is no difference. Everything is how can I say apparent difference? There is only apparent difference, but there is no specialness to one thing to another.
So does that mean that then there's no suffering because there's no difference, there's no better, no worse?
Yes. Suffering only can appear when something happening to me. When something like receiver appears, then it claims it's happening to me. But that claimer isn't real.
But does that then mean that the nothing is important, right? So if I go left or I go right, or I make this decision or that decision.
But that isn't happening. That isn't like that is, nobody's doing that. So still that me think that, and oh, I can do anything. But for here, it's suggesting is there is nobody who is doing. If that body goes right, that is happening.
Yeah. So in a way, it's already being chosen by no one.
Not chosen, it's happening.
It's just happening. Yeah.
It's already experienced.
Does that mean there's no good or bad, like all the bad things that happen in the world? Apparently.
That is seemingly happening, but it's happening and not happening. So to me, it's only reality. That's why it has to be avoided. It shouldn't be happening. But that idea is already me's point of view, which isn't reality. Me can only see it's as a reality. That's why has to avoid, has to seek, has to move. But that is a dream. Nothing need to be, how can I say, nothing need to be changed. Even that war is happening, whatever.
And one more question, thank you. Because as you talk, right, I have the experience of relaxation and love and peace, right? And sometimes that happens on my own, and it feels as sometimes, because I go in and out of that experience, obviously it's an experience, but it feels like why we sit with teachers like you is maybe that over time, and I don't know what you'll say. I kind of have an idea what you might say, but it almost feels like there is a process where it starts to disidentify from the me that holds on so tightly, and then it appears that talking to you is either a reminder or a transmission that allows me to go to see through all of these things that you're talking about, and then relax and just go, oh, how that's just so refreshing and relaxing to feel what you're saying.
Yes, so that by hearing this message or anything else, me can feel better. Me can feel maybe experiencing of relaxation can happen. But that is it is showing that me is constantly looking for better experience, and nothing wrong with that. As long as it's happening, that is happening. Nothing wrong with that. But what's been suggested here, that is dream. That never ends. Means keep seeking for better experience, better experience, better experience. But what's being longed for isn't the experience. Is already. But that isn't the experience.
But is it possible that when you like you had sat with a teacher, Tony, I believe, that maybe that also is part of, because otherwise why would we be here if we didn't feel like
So
a reminder or somehow lets us shift, even if it's gradually or suddenly, permanently or impermanently, it seems to give us something. So is that then, I don't know, or it's just, that's just a happening. We didn't even choose it, right?
and even you're not there right now. You're not there. That is already like I am here. I am listening to Naho. Isn't happening.
That's hard. I'm having a hard time getting my head around that part.
That is a dream.
It's all a dream.
So whatever me say, that is a dream. Whatever me feels, it's a dream. But to me, it's reality. That's why me has to avoid. Me has to change. Me has to control. That by energy, that controlling, changing, that generate own reality more. And then me wants to get out that more. That's why that is the vicious circle. So by seeking to that next better experience, it's creating more own reality. But that isn't somebody's doing it. By hearing this, me can't control because that nobody's doing that. It's seemingly happening. But what's suggesting here isn't happening. It's crazy. Isn't happening. It's seemingly happening. Just to that an impression to the me.
But even, last question, well, even for you, when the me falls away, I imagine there are still preferences.
Oh, yes. It just the body is a preference. Is whatever that body does, that is what is happening, but nobody is experiencing that.
So nothing is personal.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course no. It's like something like a separate. And then, it's nothing is separate. Even like nothing is happening.
And there's nothing anybody can do or we can do.
There isn't
for the me to fall away more. Because there's already no me.
Exactly. Nothing to fall away. It's like in the me's reality, everything is separate. So me feels something affect to something, but nothing is separate and nothing, there is no entity. So nothing to affect to nothing. It's nothing is affecting to each other. There is no cause and effect. It's simply appearing.
That was sharp and sweet. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions here from YouTube, and then I have a couple of questions, and I'll get to William, Heidi, and Alangho. This question is from YouTube. The apparent one asking the question is the me software, attempting to conceptualize that which cannot be conceptualized.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Software, like it feels it's real, and it feels it's controlling, but actually that isn't real.
And this is from Walter. Naho is the clearest speaker on this subject. Go ahead, William, and unmute yourself.
Hi, Emerson. Hi, Naho.
Hi, William.
How are you?
Good. And you?
Excellent. I'm struggling to listen to what you're saying because it doesn't make any sense. I can't understand it at all.
That's okay.
And Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, actually, this isn't understanding. It's already.
That's what I hate. Like, I hate that I can't understand it. I really want to get what you're saying, because you were saying at the start to Elango that basically this sense of feeling like a person is a dream. But you said when the dream seems to end, it's recognized that there wasn't actually a dream happening before that.
Uh-huh. So when that dream disappeared, nothing ever happened.
So then there's nothing already happening now.
Yes, exactly.
So if I feel like there's someone here
Uh-huh.
and you're saying that's a dream,
Uh-huh.
you're saying that that's not happening, me feeling like a person.
So just that speaking is simply happening. But to me claims I am speaking. That is a dream. What is happening is speaking. But that isn't experience. That isn't somebody's experience.
So when the sense of self collapses, if it collapses while the body's still alive and functioning,
Yes, yes.
then what's the there's no one experiencing anything.
Yes, nobody's claiming that what is happening, about what is happening, seemingly happening.
I know it's hopeless because no matter how many questions I ask, I'll never be able to understand what that's like.
Yes, so by getting the answer, isn't it me never stop getting the answer? That energy of me wanting to find the answer suddenly might collapse. But that isn't somebody's control.
So even the idea that that energy needs to collapse is a dream as well.
Yes, yes. Nothing needs to happen because it's already. But to me, it feels something needs to happen. It's reality. That's the difference. But that's how seemingly happening. Only seemingly.
All right. As soon as like I listen to this, I think, okay, so I'm going to try to stop understanding it. But then 5 minutes later, I'll be listening to you answering somebody else's question, and I'm going to be like trying to understand it.
Yes. So what is happening there is still trying to stop. But what's been suggested here isn't suggesting anything need to happen. It's already. So what it's trying is like creating more own reality. It need to happen. To me, it's a reality. Something need to happen. But it's suggesting that nothing need to happen. It's already. Me is constantly looking for own experience, own special experience. Me doesn't like what is happening actually. Me doesn't like what is happening. But what's being longed for is ordinary what is happening. But it isn't experience for the me.
And so when that energy collapses, it's recognized that that energy was never really there.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I can't understand that because it feels like there is the energy here of a me.
Like a seeming energy is appearing, but that isn't somebody. There isn't some solid me that is experienced. It's like an experience in life. Apparent contracted energy. It feels something real. Is seemingly happening. Only seemingly. But to me, which is 100% reality.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, William. We have a whole bunch of questions here, but we'll get to you, Heidi, Scott, Ilango, and there's a couple more people here. But a couple more questions from YouTube. This one is from Flavorsome Kitchen. Is what's apparent real, unreal, or neither?
Yes. It's only seemingly what is happening is all there is. What is seemingly happening is all there is. So it means it's real and not real. It's nothing is appearing as everything.
Excellent. This question is from M. Evans. How to wake from a dream of me?
Me is a dream. Me is energetic dream. Me feels it doesn't feel it's dream. It feels real. So but that whole thing is dream.
This one is from Chus. I think who sees what is itself? What is itself?
So nobody sees anything. So me it's try to see is like looking for the answer. It's how can I say nobody sees. It just me collapses. It's instead of it's like me is going opposite, constantly going opposite. There is no opposite, but me is constantly looking for next experience. But it's like an end of experience. What's been longed for is end of experience.
From Iggy, do you often practice the meta loving kindness meditation, Naho?
I never do meditation. I don't know. But some people think I'm Japanese, and then people think I do meditate, but never meditate.
All right, Heidi, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Naho. I can't see you yet. I just can see Emerson. Hi, Emerson. Nice cap. Yeah. Hello, Naho. I cannot see you. Ah, yeah, now I see you. Now I see you. Oh, it's so great to be in this space, in this resonance. I just wanted to share that I feel, I see that it's really not possible to understand anything. And there is such a resonance with all what comes into the room, with the questions and with the feelings that comes also up on this platform. This is dying. All the people that are so verzweifelt, struggling that much with try to understand. It's not possible to understand it. It's really not possible. And in this resonance to understand, it's not understandable. There is so much love and joy and laughing. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you, lovely Heidi. There is a couple of questions here from a YouTube, and I'll get to you, Scott. And there's a whole bunch of people. How can you say what's apparently happening is not real when the absolute cannot be understood?
Yes, this can't be understood because this saying what is seemingly happening is all there is isn't understanding, isn't come from the knowledge. It's already as it is. It's constant. What's being said is constantly all there is. So it doesn't take understanding. It doesn't take knowledge.
Beautiful. Michael goes, cannot be understood, but can be experienced, but by no one.
It's not experienced. It's as it is. So there isn't any experience.
Excellent. Michael also goes, yes, a total mystery, a real total mystery happening for no one.
Yes, total mystery, yes.
Awesome. Go ahead, Scott. and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Hello, Naho. I really enjoy your talks. I'm hearing all these, we're all trying to understand, but it's not like you understand something that we don't. It's just that nobody ever understood anything. And the whole thing was we were trying to convince ourselves, and it's really hard for us to just admit, I've been bluffing for 50 years, or I've been pretending to understand things. It's
Yes. In the end, actually, it's already apparent in the end. Nobody knows anything.
yeah. And you can watch your mind, like I think everybody's mind tries to put patterns together and says, this goes here, this, but if you can look at things without making a pattern, you just see it. So you see the waves and you see the shadows, and it doesn't mean anything else then. It's just happening. So I'm really enjoying looking at things that don't make my mind run.
Okay, yes, but what's being said isn't even your seeing.
Right.
That's happening.
But it is a tendency, I think.
Yes, that's what me feels. Me feels I have a tendency, right? Because me is observing what is happening. Me knows what's going on because me is watching constantly. But that isn't really happening. That is a dream. It just the body happens, whatever that body does, but nobody's experiencing that.
My dog agrees.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Smart dog. There's a couple of questions here from Bojraj. Is it important to make the I disappear?
No, I doesn't disappear. I doesn't exist.
Go ahead.
I is something that it feels solid. I have life. I live. I am this body. Doesn't exist. Just a body.
This one is from Stan. I have had the experience of seeing the dreamer.
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
I have had the experience of seeing the dreamer.
Okay. So who is having the experience is dream. So that whole thing collapses.
It's difficult to put this into words, as we all know, but I had this experience in the Virupaksha cave in Tiruvannamalai, and I suddenly was not anymore, my personality had not entered this place, this room, which was like this cave where Ramana used to stay, had a very unique effect on me where I was free of being this person for as long as I stayed inside that place. And I knew that everything was going to be fine, but I don't know why I knew that. And it was a very good feeling, but I didn't do anything to make it happen. It just happened.
Yes.
And I knew after that, I couldn't pretend. Well, I keep going in and out of that state, of course, but I can't completely forget it. That what I'm trying to understand is that my mind gave that to me, and I experienced. I'm using the word experience. It doesn't sound like it goes down well when you use that word, but it wasn't me who was experiencing it.
Yes, sure. Nobody ever experienced.
That's what I understand. And when I met you in London, I was receiving an energy from you which was unique. And
So,
that was what really made the difference for me. And it was funny because it was 2 weeks before this whole Corona thing kicked off. And it made the whole experience of this Corona quite funny You know what I mean? It made me immune. And that's why I really thank you, because you've given me the opportunity to let go the need to understand.
Yes, yes, but actually, there isn't anything come from here. It's not Naho gives you anything. There is nothing can affect nothing. It just simply happened.
Yeah, and it was a very nice experience too, even though you don't like the word experience.
Nothing wrong with that, but that is happening in a dream. Whole experience is happening in a dream. Nothing.
Oh yeah, it was an emotional experience.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And I'm glad. And I don't know how to say thank you adequately. But I am very glad that we met.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Stan. I have a couple more questions here. Thank you for that question, Stan. After Stan, there is Naomi goes, what a lovely, gentle energy. And Iggy goes, are you constantly experiencing unconditional joy, Naho?
So again, people mistake. Again, that question come from that me wants to find something special. This is crazy. Me is constantly looking for some specialness. But what's being longed for, it's for nobody. It's ordinary inexperience, not experience. So Naho isn't here. There is nobody, and nobody is experiencing constant joy. Joy appears, but for nobody.
Brilliant. Thank you. There's a question here from YouTube. I'm trying to accommodate all the questions and everybody on trying to raise their hand, but there's a lot. So Walter goes, she is a breath of fresh air from all the conceptual BS. And from Flavorsome Kitchen, if all individuals had an ego collapse, doesn't it seem scary because there's no one to blame for murder, genocide, etc.?
Yes, but then so no, who scares that? Who becomes scary? That is again the dream. That somebody is looking is dream.
Awesome. We have, who do we have? We have Alangho, and then we have Andy, James, and then Tammy Kondo. Go ahead, Alangho.
Okay, Naho, back.
Okay.
Okay. Naho, you're able to see me, right? Because I'm seeing Emerson now.
I can see you.
Naho, okay, fine, thank you. Naho, like, I've been a seeker for 30 years, and at the beginning of my seeking, I had a year of an awakening because of a teacher. I saw the teacher and I got awakened, and I lost it. There were a couple of instances where awakening happened and went away. So I'm a seeker who has lost the paradise. So when you speak from no man's land, this is just for language, okay? Just to segregate what you're talking and what me as a listener is. I have seen a lot of teachers, gurus, and presently the wave of Neo-Advaita speakers who say there is nobody teaching nothing to no one. I understand that very clearly because I've had those experiences. But when you speak from a speaker's point of view, from no man's land, you must understand that we are speaking from some man's land. It's like, you're speaking from an area where there is nobody and teaching nothing is perfect. But here there is a me energy. So I request teachers like you that you be more sharper in the delivery of your teaching. This may sound a bit different, but you are, I think, one of the sweet persons who allow us to discuss with you, whereas many speakers cut us down. They say, you don't know anything, just have a cup of tea and relax, you'll be okay. It's not the case. We have spent 30 years, 10 years, 15 years, and we have put this as a priority in our life. See, for example, I'll give an example with you. Is like, you say there is a me, then immediately you contradict it is not the truth. Whereas from a seeker's point, the me is there. And in your speaking also, you keep on talking about the me energy is there, it is playing the full. Then within minutes, you contradict and you say there is no me. Why I'm saying is, if we take a target in the seeker's land where there is a cause and effect, in the reality, there is no cause and effect. But for the seeker, there is a cause and an effect. We identify a me and then we try to kill the me. Then in the seeker's reality, which is a pseudo reality, there is something the seeker can go for. But then I understand the speaker saying, no, there is nothing you can do. But if the speaker really understands there is nothing to be done, the speaker should not be speaking. That is my point of view. Any speaker who has come on to the dais and you saying there is nobody speaking, nothing to no one, there is no message, means there is no need to speak. Because you are speaking means you are also in duality, Naho. There is some iota of duality in you which is making you speak to us. Therefore, we are asking you the question. When we ask you the question, you are one speaker who at least allows the acceptance of a me. Many speakers even crash that out, and there is nothing to discuss at all. It's like oil and water. There is no mixing at all. If oil and water don't mix, then what is the point in meeting through a Zoom interface or a talk interface or a retreat or anything? If there is no meeting point, there is no point in talking. So the perfect guru speaks in silence. That is what India's taught us. Perfect guru, silence. But if you're going to speak, there has to be a communicating point. There has to be an interface between the oil and the water, where speakers have to be more clear in what they're delivering. You say there is a me, then you contradict there is no me. You
Thank you,
understand what I'm
Ilan.
trying to tell you?
Thank
Yes,
you,
yes.
Ilan. There's a lot of people ask questions. Thank you.
I think
you,
I made my
Ilan.
point. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Please go ahead. The next person is Andy. Andy, are you there?
I am, yes.
Oh, Andy, go ahead.
Hello, Naho. It's very nice to meet you. I wonder if it's okay to not ask a direct question, but there will be a question in it. Instead, try and put across a story that I've just literally, well, I've been thinking it over for a long time, and just to see if that resonates with some sort of, or if it gives a good conversation afterwards. So imagine before any appearance of us at all, there was a state of some sort of unity that is completely unknowable. And we had a meeting with God, or for want of a better word. And this is the day of the last. Now, I haven't read that story thoroughly, but so that was just the reference point. And we are told that there is going to be a world, and we are going to go into the world. This is before we're manifest. And then it happens, and we appear. We don't know how, but we're there as tiny babies. And in time, time appears to happen, and we're warned about this on the day of the last. In that meeting, we were warned. What will happen is that your perception will change. You will perceive. You will see the world in such a way that you will feel that you are in the center of that universe. And then you will see the universe from that point, and everything will appear to emanate from you. And you will also feel deeply about things that you feel that you will attach to them in some way. You'll feel that they are dear to you, or that you're afraid of some things. And ultimately there will be a deep fear of dying, because you are sensing a separation from those things that you're looking at. And you at the same time really want to return to this unity, but that will be confounded, and you will start to desire actual objects in the world rather than remembering. So the memory is really important. And so God asked the question, am I not your Lord? And they all agree, yes, we will not forget. But then we are born, and the danger is that we will fall into, if you like, a forgetfulness. And then we will be attached to the wheel of life, and we'll just go round and round and round forever. And we will never get that unity again. And so my question is really around that whole story, which I admit is just a story, but it's and it's seen from my perspective as a way of asking the question: how important is it to, well, as we live, or we appear to live, really the lack of knowledge, because knowledge is apparent and it's something that attaches us to what we think exists, even though we can't really know what exists. And we need to lose all attachment, or we need to lose all things that are dear to us and all things that we're afraid of. But we can't do that. So I just wonder if you've got any comment on this whole idea of attachments and what it is that makes us cling to this wheel of life. Thank you.
Me, it just appeared here is that me attached to anything, and it makes the importance, because it to the me what you said, even like you said that is a story, but if some idea or some importance or some value to it. So me, what about me takes it as importance, then it feels something, because me feels real. So there is some importance relating to me. But here that there is no importance anywhere. It's already what is already whole and complete, which isn't something special, which isn't something like some specialness. This ordinariness, and then this isn't experience, is all there is. So here there is no no sense about what you said.
I know it probably didn't make a lot of sense. It's a funny story. I tried to put it together, but I guess yes, the me wants to obviously create stories as a way of understanding, and reflecting and communicating, and therefore it's a really useful thing that we've got a me to be able to do that. Babies don't achieve it until they're a bit older. So yeah, I guess, you know, it is, there is, I don't know what to say really, the idea is, though, the question I have is, you know, there is this sense of the me will be attached to something that will just go around and round and round in the world until it can lose that attachment. But then there is no it. So I'm, you know, that's I guess where I'm at.
We attached to anything. We attached to almost everything.
So sorry, say that again.
We attached to anything. We takes it into whatever it happens, it claims that is my experience. That is attachment.
Yes. Yes.
But
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have Marilyn and then Tammy next, and then, oh, sorry. I've James first, and then Marilyn, and then Tammy. Sorry. Go ahead, James, and unmute yourself.
Hello. I have a question. This morning, Nahu, the person that we know of as Nahu, woke up, washed, put her makeup on, decided what earrings to wear, chose her clothes. Is that reality, or is that part of the dream?
that is only seemingly happening for nobody. Nobody's doing that. It just seemingly, that's how that appears.
So if it's only seemingly happening, then this conversation is only seemingly happening.
Exactly.
So then nothing exists at all, and we're just making all this up.
Nobody make it all up. It just simply seemingly ends.
So is the happening reality, or is it what you call the dream?
So dream, when I say dream, it is about, to me, it's claiming. The claiming part is dream. I am somebody experiencing life. I exist. I am separate. I am independent. It is dream. But when it's seemingly happening, it is happening and not happening. So it's not, how can I say? It's not illusion. It's seemingly happening, but at the same time, not happening.
So if reality with a capital R, so to speak, is all that is, then even what appears as a dream, including the sense of me, is part of that reality.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's like it seemingly me is also appearance, but it doesn't. How can I say? It's only appearance. It's not something entity, some center of the world. That's how me feels. That's the appearance. But the appearance feels I am somebody.
But there can be nothing outside of what reality truly is. So even that appearance is not ultimately unreal.
Yes, yes. It's happening and not happening. Nothing is happening. So nothing, like nothing is appearing as everything. So nothing ever happened.
And yet it does. And here we are.
No, we are just seemingly this conversation is appearing, but nobody is here.
But even if nobody's here, why do we have to say the conversation is only seemingly appearing? Because it is appearing.
Yes, it's just only what is happening. That is only seemingly happening. That's all.
It seems to me that it actually is happening, not that it is seemingly happening.
Yes, because me feels I am somebody, and also this seemingly happening, and me, as soon as me feels, and then next, me is keep constantly going to the next moment, next. What is gonna be? What's gonna happen to the next? That is that apparent me energy looking for their own some special experience, and me is constantly looking for something else than this.
I understand that. I understand the limitation of me and how it creates its own version of reality. But nonetheless, whatever is happening is actually happening. It's not just seemingly happening. It is happening, even if it's happening not to the person who thinks it's happening to. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. We have Marilyn, and then Tammy, and then John Luna. And then we have a lot of questions in between. But Marilyn, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I am. Hi, good morning, Naho. This is my first live Zoom with you. And I know this is a question many people have asked when we've had what felt like awakening times or experiences where there was no me and there was no past or future. There was no time. There was no problems. Problems didn't exist. All I felt was peace and love. And I didn't do anything to create it. They were sometimes with teachers, sometimes from other things that just happened. And it's left me with a memory of that.
Memory is simply happening.
Right, but what feels weird is like it being in a bardo of knowing this is a dream from the memory of the experience, but still being caught up now with the contracted self, which I didn't have with those awakening times, which sometimes lasted longer than others, sometimes a few months, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes it was just the day. I've spent time with Tony Parsons. He came to California a few years ago, and I was lucky to have 5 days with him in Pescadero and his lovely wife, which I loved. When I think about this, there's sadness about what feels like a loss of that peace. And
but then what's being longed for isn't that the peace you lost. What is longing for is what is happening. What is happening is the sadness. What is happening is that sensation of the loss. That is what's being longed for. But me is constantly looking for something else. There is more. That from there, that never ends. What about me find even that and merely find that and that sensation what me merely think that that can appear again, but never satisfied, because me is constantly looking for the next experience, and then never satisfied. What's being longed for isn't the experience.
so during those times when what felt like the me disappeared, there was no thinking in that, whatever that is, reality or time. There's no thinking wasn't happening. It just was, I think, kind of what your experience is. When that left and thinking came back, contraction came back, I could look back to those experiences and say that reality creates peace in the world. There's no conflict. You don't conflict with anyone. You're not unhappy about anything. So why would that not be a better thing? And why would we not want to have that? Right?
What you said is actually, it's constantly, there is no conflict. It's already right now, there is no conflict. But that what you said, describe your experience, isn't your experience, because there isn't nobody. It's already, there is nobody. So apparent to me came back and claimed that is my experience. So me is a claimer to the experience and then take it on to my experience. But that isn't nobody's experience. That was what happened. And me feels, because me has ownership to everything, and me feels lost it, or me got it. And that is me experience. That experience never ends. Me is keep looking for next experience. But what's being longed for is the end of that. So there isn't anything what's being longed for in the experience. What is longed for is in that moment. That wasn't there wasn't a seeking. So and it's kind of like opposite.
So during those times that I had those experiences, there wasn't a me wanting to hold on to anything. It was just freedom.
Because me wasn't there.
Right.
That you describe, but you can describe it because me came back and own the experience.
Right. So I can't help but want to know how to get back to that. Right? I mean,
there is nothing to go back to. There is nothing to go back to. Simply what is simply happening. There is only that. Nothing can go back. There is nothing to go back to. There's nowhere to go. It's constantly like that.
But to get rid of the contraction, to go back to clarity, to go back to, okay, we can't go back. So it's like there's a film on reality. How do we get rid of that film that makes us not see that is just happening?
That energy that wants to see hides that. That wants to see creates the veil. Oh, me. Hides it.
Okay.
So this is the perfect game for nobody.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Epic. Thank you, Marilyn. Go ahead, Tammy. Tammy, go ahead and unmute yourself, and then they have John, and I have a whole bunch of questions to read.
Hi. Hello.
Tammy.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, really? Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Is it okay? Hi. Can
Oh, you have to unmute yourself.
Hi. Okay. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed your conversation. And I also think me is inside this body. There's me inside this body. Yes, but something appears as me inside the body. And actually it happened in 3 hours ago. Small fire happened in this apartment.
Okay.
It's actually happened. Yes, and I went out this apartment and some firefighters came to this house. Yes, but it's very small, so I could come back to my home just 30 minutes. But it was so scary, isn't it?
So you were scared. Okay.
Yeah, very much. Yes, so I thought about if I can sleep inside my home, or I thought a lot of things, but is it like the story of the movie? Whole thing?
Yes, and but then nobody's in it. It's like what is seemingly happening is happening. So fire happened, and then the feeling of scary happened, but it's not happening to somebody. But me claims that happening to me, or I shouldn't done that. That is me. That is me. Energy claims to what is happening. That was my experience. That was my movement. That's what I did. That is a dream.
Whole things is dream.
So what is seemingly happening is seemingly happening. It's happening and not happening. So the fire happened and not happening at the same time. But the claimer is me is like I did that. I experienced the fire is dream.
So if when I see some movie, if the character died, it might be sad, isn't it? But it's okay because it's a movie.
Yes. But
life is like that.
But that's that if it's the movie, then me think that this is movie. This is so. If that is a movie, me is experiencing the movie. But what's been suggested, nobody's experiencing. It's just simply happening. So nobody's almost like nobody's claiming anything. It's just simply what is happening. And there is no more than that.
Okay, I will feel about it without understanding. I will try. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Tammy. I have a question here from Kane.
Thank you,
Tammy-san. This one is from Kane. Can you talk about unconditional love? And then I have John Luna next.
Okay, so unconditional love is like this is like a description, just everything. It just how can I say? No experience appearance. Everything is already, and which can be found. There is only that.
Boom. Thank you. Go ahead, John, and unmute yourself.
Hi, how you doing, Naho?
Hi, John.
Hello. I saw that I looked up some from your background, and I saw that you speak at some of the Zen temples in Japan, and I have some familiarity with Zen, and actually just read the 3 Pillars of Zen, and they had like interviews between the Zen masters and the students, and the emphasis was so heavily on meditation and absolutely, you know, putting your full effort into right now, this day. Like, you can't waste one day to attain enlightenment. It's so important. And it just, obviously the destination, if you want to call it that, is the same, but your message and, you know, others like you, like Tony Parsons, I have a hard time. I understand a lot of the things happening. I have a good measure of understanding, but I have this mental conflict right now that just sort of needs to dissolve, which is this idea of what I'm hearing from teachers like you and Tony Parsons and others. And then when I hear about the Zen masters and these other schools where there's so much emphasis on meditation, mindfulness, attention, and effort. So can you explain that to me from your perspective?
So what you describe the difference, one is speaking to the dream and one is speaking apparent to speaking from me, which feels that Zen masters feels somebody exists, somebody can enlighten, somebody needs to do something, or somebody can get somewhere is reality. So that Zen master is a dream, and it feels that it's a dream, that is the reality. So from that, so me thinks that isn't enough right now, hasn't got there. So that Zen master sees somebody is reality, but here there isn't, nobody can do that. That isn't exist. So nobody can get enlightened because there is nobody to enlighten. There isn't anything, something like that. Nothing. That is completely dream. Something, somebody, there is somebody can get somewhere. Somebody can get enlightened. It's completely dream. It isn't happening. So it's completely different thing.
So are they not? Are they describing something differently than what you're describing?
No, what is the Zen master is describing what is Zen master is happening as a dream, in a dream. It's completely different. That Zen master sees somebody can do anything, somebody can do something, but which isn't happening. And the Zen master isn't the reality, but the Zen master think. Zen master is, I am Zen master. It's reality to the Zen master. Maybe.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. I have a whole bunch of questions here. Just a reminder that we have 10 minutes left. There's a question here from Lorenzo wants to share. I'm not really sure what Lorenzo meant. Did you want to come on the screen, Lorenzo? Lorenzo de Francisco? Okay, there's a question here. There's a comment here from Houston. Houston states, yes, reality is happening. Oh, there you go. There's Lorenzo.
Sorry, I am so glad to hear you, apparently, that you are speaking. And I'm very happy that understanding all the questions and seeing where it goes. The difficulty, not for me, there is no me here having difficulties, but the mind wants to know. The me wants to know and cannot let it go and wants to find the solutions. But when the mind, it's not believed, it's not important anymore, there are no more questions now. And so there is only living as being, not as a physical form, but as essence.
No, there is nobody living as an essence. There is nobody living. Living is almost like somebody's experience. Just what is happening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo. We have a couple of comments here. One from Scott. Scott goes, we constantly try to convince ourselves that this is really happening.
Yes, that's what is happening.
Houston goes, reality is happening between the ears and actually is happening externally, that the me claims as its interpretation of what is happening. Do you want to clear that up, Houston? Maybe I'm not reading it right. I'm not sure if Houston. Do I hear Houston? Oh, okay. There's a couple of questions here coming from YouTube. No solidity means that there's no foundation to anything. The mind loves to create a model to understand things. We truly don't know what anything is.
Yes. You know, there is nothing to know. Me think I know this, but actually it doesn't. There is no me to know anything, and there is nothing to know.
Stan goes, show your certificate. I think you didn't accept it, right?
Even they offered.
There's a question here from Andy. The me is the claimer. Is me the only illusion? If the illusion falls away, do we just see what is appearing?
Nobody sees that. There is only what is happening. So me is constantly still looking for the next moment, next experience. So something needs to happen. That energy is never stop by getting something, by finding something. There is nothing to find. It's already.
So there's no difference between the.
There's Andy. Sorry.
I'll be really quick. I'll be really quick. Thank you. Yeah, just to clarify on that. So there is no real difference in your sense from between the word illusion and the word dream.
Yes, same.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Did you have a question, James? Did I already call you James? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, you already called me. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Apparently. There's a couple more questions here from YouTube. So people are stuck on cause and effect. We can't know the velocity and position at the same time. There's really no cause and effect, but the mind loves to. Do you want to comment on that one now?
Oh yes. So me is time. You know, there is no time, but as soon as me appears, me feels not enough. So me needs to move to that parent next moment, which isn't reality. So by moving and by me is separate, me is time. Me is the time, me creates time, me is the time. So that in the me is reality, time is reality. So in time, it feels like everything is in a cause and effect, but that whole thing is dream. So me can only see things in that cause and effect, but actually there isn't. It's just simply happening constantly. Just what is happening immediately, just happening.
Beautifully said. Thank you. There's a question. This is from Wijnand. So whenever the sentence "there's no solidity" is explained to me by a non-dual teacher, I start to feel like I'm melting. Feeling of relaxation and relief. Anyone else? Do you want to comment on that one?
Yes, me can, sometimes, by hearing this, feeling of relaxation can appear, anything can appear. Yes, so that's what is happening. But there is no specialness, you know, even like melting or not melting, you know, anger, sadness, everything is it. It's no difference.
Thank you. There's a comment here from Kat that I missed earlier. No effort required. Everybody already simply is, because there's no one. Every single thing is no thing becoming something. All is one. The one is in all. Thank you.
Was it to comment or?
Yeah. Would you like to comment on that one?
Oh, can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No effort required. Everybody already simply is, because there is no one. Every single thing is no thing becoming something. All is one. The one is in all.
Yes, exactly. But it's not becoming. It's already nothing is at the same time everything. So it's completely empty and full. But it's not becoming. It's just as it is, and it's seemingly something appearing.
Beautifully said. We have a last question here from William. Go ahead, William.
Thanks, Emerson. Naho, I'm finding it really, really confronting when I'm looking at you to think that a body could move and speak and do things without having a person in it.
But now you spoke, and you know, William spoke. That is simply happening. Nobody's speaking.
So, sorry.
Like that. It's constantly like that. But to me, it feels. In me, it's a claimer. That is my experience, and it feels so. Feel it so. So me, it's keep experiencing life. But actually, there is no.
And the me can't hear that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, sure. Me can't hear that because you know me is hearing that by experiencing feels like that hearing. Also, I am hearing. So that is already experiencing.
Right.
Whatever me hear, putting into my experience. It's like possess that. Everything is like my experience.
So in every apparent moment, the me is constantly trying to avoid its own absence.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why someone could, because a lot of people have been saying they find this message really relaxing when they're listening to you, whereas I'm thinking I'm struggling to hear it.
Yes, because something that feels needs to happen, and it feels something isn't, you know, it's not happening to me yet. That feels so real to me. But, you know, another thing is that me is constantly looking for special experience in the next moment. You know, me doesn't like what is happening. Me doesn't like sound. Me doesn't like speaking. But because me possess that, because me feels it's owned it. So it's too normal to the me. It's it's not interesting to the me. As soon as me takes it my experience, and then me keeps looking for another experience. But actually, what's being longed for nobody is what is happening. And everything. It's already.
I don't understand it, but thank you very much for answering my questions, and thank you very much, Emerson, for hosting.
Oh, thank you, everyone. You can unmute. Thank you so much, Naho. Everyone can unmute yourself and say bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye now.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank
Love you
you.
all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye
Thank
now.
you, Naho.
It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Joy, goodbye, Joy.
So many squares.
Bye.
Goodbye, Amazon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Emerson.
Bye, Emerson.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye, Lango.
Oh, bye, Lango.
Bye, Heidi.
Bye-bye.
Bye, William.
Doria, goodbye.
Bye.
That's so great.
Bye, Heidi.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dimitri.
Emerson, this is the best part. The bye-bye song is the best part.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Bye now. Thank you so much now.
Madeline, you were great. Goodbye.
Goodbye.